What has been some of the biggest challenges playing Goku and Gohan, like acting-wise, voice-wise? Like, how has it been doing those characters for now quite a lot of years?
Yeah, the main challenge for me is that I was mostly a stage performer involved in theatrical productions that are live with an audience, especially with Vince Vance and the Valiants. We were constantly changing costumes. There was a lot of choreography, a lot of skits and variety type things that were going on. So I was thinking when I went in naturally that I was performing and that someone was hearing and seeing me, when in all actuality, it was just being, it was just my voice. So early in, I had to realize that it didn't matter what it looked like. It didn't matter what facial expressions I had. It didn't matter if I was moving around or wearing a costume. It was simply just all of the acting had to be, pushed through the voice only.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, just switching modes and developing that etiquette for voice acting and dubbing as opposed to performing for a live audience. So I wasn't performing for the director. So, I learned pretty quickly, especially since I'd already done some work with Chuck E. Cheese and Jimmy Toys, that it didn't matter. So it was a matter of really channeling the acting experience and delivering lines with that experience and really getting into the mode of what's going on in the scene. And I relied on the director for a lot of the setup of the story because we jumped around from line to line. We weren't watching the show as we were doing it other than matching flaps for the dub. So that was kind of the biggest challenge. And then just really breaking down the fact that, you might be making funny faces or things that you feel like aren't really attractive. Well, it didn't matter, but to get the best out of the voice, sometimes that had to transpire. And so it was just a matter of switching modes of being a live, performer in front of an audience versus really nobody at the time. So that was kind of a challenge. And then, of course, voicing Gohan in the Cell Saga was quite a bit of strain and really challenging on my voice. But I strongly feel that being a vocalist and singer for so many, since I was a child, that made it easier to handle the demands of a low strained manly voice, and that I knew how to take care of my voice and how to recover and what my body was telling me as far as like, okay, that's too much or not too much, or let's do this again.